Hello, everyone. Happy Boxing Day. How is everyone doing? Good morning, Sterling. Hope you also had a Merry Christmas. Yeah, there is nothing really to report. It's a very slow day. Just we're good not have a long live stream. Just again wanted to hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season and had a Merry Christmas. Good morning, Patrick. Good morning, Anissa. Good morning, Royal Palms. Holy, did not think I'd be in today, but I am in the seat really briefly. Good morning, Yogi. All right, good morning to Rusty and Patrick over on Rumble and people in the background on Rumble. We'll take a quick look at the markets and then everybody can get back to their daily events. Just don't do anything silly. The markets are very thin right now, especially with Christmas being on a Thursday, and then a lot of people are not working today, period. It's normally a slow day, but now with the Friday of Boxing Day, day after Christmas, just people aren't going in. People aren't doing much. Market's very thin. We only have the rig counts today. Again, nothing going on. Uh, and even Monday, just looking at the Monday, we have the EIA numbers, pending home sales, but really very little going on to kick off even Monday. The map today, we got uh, AI and chips slightly up. A lot of stuff very flat except for basic materials like a Newmont mining, basic materials, FCX for copper. If you look at the groups, it's basic materials leading the way with technology up second, and a lot of things are just mixed to flat. Fed Watch has it still for 82%. It's a pause in January, down a little. I think it was 86 or 87 before Christmas. Fear and Greed solidly in greed mode. Schiller PE 4074. Remember, no earnings, just as a reminder. Nothing at least important. Good morning, Daniel. I tried to watch Rumble last week, but had to verify or something, so I just returned here. Well, if more people can jump on Rumble, it would help the channel, or you could just put it on the background. Yeah, it verifies you're human. You just have to click the box. Good morning, Jacob. How are you? So, market's grinding higher. Now we are in overbought conditions with cycles at the top, and this historically kicks off. This is the official Santa rally period. Uh, the Santa rally period today would roughly go from today through the beginning of January, and I'd say through January 2nd being next Friday, maybe into the 5th of the Monday. But this is when you have the natural upward bias of the markets to finish off the year. We are, though, in very overbought conditions with cycles at the top. There are no short setups, though. I would not recommend shorting into a upward bias with no short setups because it's just scalpy. The thing again, I'm watching 4 hour rotation zone. First key level, if we did drop below this 69.75 area, I'm just looking at 69.58, 69.60. And then closer to, if we did, it would be a spike towards the bottom of the rotation zone. If for something major happened, I'd be looking closer to 69.30. 69.30, and then the major support. We're back pretty much to the continuous contract as we've broken the new highs. To the upside, 7,000 is still very key. We've hit 69.90, so we're 10 points away from 7,000. The harmonic 7,005. I'd just be focusing on 7,000 over, if we don't hit it today, over the next few days. If something disastrous struck, it's right around. I'll be looking at 68.92 to 68.75 if we had a disaster spike down. Don't know what would trigger that, but that's what it would be. NASDAQ, we do, just in case you're looking, there is a mini little potential double top. Would not be shorting that. It would just take us into a support area, my key support area. If I'm looking at the 4 hour, it's a little higher than here. It's a little higher than here. It's right around the first target. So 25,810, 25,806 would be the first key area I'd be looking at there. Then if it pulled back, the full targets would be 25,770, but I'd be looking at 25,790 Again, that's not, would not recommend shorting that, especially since it's into the 4 hour rotation zone. So if that were to trigger, I'd just be looking for a pullback move into the 4 hour rotation zone. Other than that, other than that, 26,000, 25,997 to 26,000. Then we got 26,087 is the harmonic level above that. Then we got 26,262. Also, nearly overbought on the NASDAQ, cycles at the top. So I wouldn't be surprised to see, flat stuff to possibly a slight pullbacks, even in the NASDAQ. But again, would not recommend shorting. Dow broke out to new highs. Forgot to update that level. Right there. Next key thing is 49,160 area. And if it does blow through there, you're looking at 49,700 and 50,000. Major support back at 48,710. Same thing here. Watch the 4 hour rotation zone, which we just bounced off of. If we did drop back down lower, the next key area I'd be looking at is closer to about 48.8. Russell is lagging. Not much has changed since Wednesday. If we break out above this 2568 area, I'm looking at 2580 and then 25,962. If we pull back, we still support around 25,550, 551. If we drop below there, I'd be looking closer to 25,535. VIX, we got all the way down to 1338. I mean, if you're looking for, this is time to look for some potential volatility hedges. I'm not so sure we won't have, I think we'll have a volatile January after we get out of the Santa rally period. So keep that in mind if you're looking to put on some hedges with volatility being this low. I mean, look at where we are. Look at where we are. I mean, look at the weekly. Here you go. We're like, there's no fear in this market. So we're back down to close to where we are last December. And then we did have the spike. We had started to get up in some spikes going into the spring. So, and when I'm talking about volatility hedges, I'm talking about some longer term ones. I'm not talking about a couple weeks. Maybe through March expiration is what I'd be looking at. What else? What else? Crude. I'm also now looking. Did we start the pullback? I was looking for the pullback again. 58.50 is very key resistance. We tried to spike through it a couple times. We're close to overbought with cycles at the top. I'm now watching for the pullback. If we start breaking through this 57.80 area, then I'm looking closer to about 57 for the first level of support. Natty gas, not much to talk about there. Still looking to see if we hold this 411, 410 areas key support. Gold moving up to new highs against the key harmonic. If we do break above there, I mean, this is getting a little steep, but there's no topping signs in sight, so would not recommend shorting anything precious metals yet. I think we're going to get a lot of volatility starting next year in precious metals. 47, just above 4,700 is the next key target in gold. Silver, we took out the 40, 74.50 area, spiking up gold. Now, I mean silver, sorry. Silver, we're getting wider bars way away from the rotation zone. That is generally leads up to a blow off top. However, you gotta be really nimble to try to short this, because I would not do it. I'd wait for the first pullback, and then the secondary reaction could be setting up for a nice little bounce play that sets up for a more significant top. But this has gone vertical. So if you're not already in it, would not be chasing it at this point. Can it go higher? Yeah, but your reward to risk is way off. I don't think there's going to be hyperinflation. Don't think there's going to be hyperinflation. Other things will break before then. Other things will break before then. I think we'll have more of a debt crisis that will lead to some deflationary aspects and unwinding of debt. Yeah, speculation for sure. It does make sense, but it's getting a remember when you have this. Let's just take a look at silver. See this move, how it was normal. You got some red bars in there. It paused. This is, yeah, it's still going to lead to the vertical up, vertical down at some point, and everything will be justified. But we're going to get volatility in the precious metals. Would I recommend shorting against this? No, I already talked about this. But if you're trying to pile in here, you're a little late to the game. Platinum. Here's another one. Platinum's was playing a little catch up, but now this has become the new meme stuff. Everybody I talk to now, they've forgotten Bitcoin, they've forgotten the meme stocks. All they can talk about is precious metals. I've heard people they're not even calling for silver 100. Fine, it could hit 100. People are calling for silver 1,000. That's absurd. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. This things are just going vertical with we have people just chasing stuff and they go from asset class to asset class chasing the next thing. The new thing now is precious metals, especially silver. They're now piling in platinum. Uh, palladium. Palladium's now starting to play catch up. Key area. Palladium's not near any recent highs, but key area for palladium I'm keeping an eye on is between 21.20 and 24.45. Dollar index. Dollar index still has a potential double bottom. We're seeing again, there's a very thin markets. Thin markets, I do not like to trade percent Bs. There was a potential setup, but it doesn't look like it's going to trigger today. Trading against that 62.5. That level does not invalidate it. Remember, it's slightly lower from the double top or the major double bottom pattern. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kevin. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas also. Yeah, our Christmas was challenging. Our oven broke Christmas morning. Oven blew up. Fun times. Of all days for an oven to break. So, spiders, again to new highs. 693.71 to 694.56 is the next key area. The minor is 691.48. Same thing here. I'm keeping an eye on the 1 hour rotation zone on any pullbacks. The key pullback level for me would be 689.25 to about 689.50. The Qs, same thing, watching the 1 hour rotation zone. The major support in the Qs back, by the way, is back at 618.50. The minor support level I'm looking at is about 622.75. And then if we drop below that, about 621.40. So, what else? Bitcoin, little bounce in Bitcoin, but still caught in this huge consolidation pattern. Huge consolidation pattern. Not much to talk about with that. There's not much else to talk about. The metals leading the way today. Uh, the financial futures are overbought, but might just, if they pull back, I'm keeping an eye on the rotation zones for a pullback and then another reloading potentially next week. So, very thin markets today. Don't do anything crazy. Enjoy the holiday seasons. Don't even know why you're here. Don't even know why I'm here. But that's where we sit. Uh, NVIDIA Grok deal brings inferencing? Inferencing, my word of the year, to be in the forefront. Okay, there's the word of the year. Inferencing. With that, everyone have a wonderful, wonderful Boxing Day. Have a fabulous, uh, holiday weekend. And I'll see everyone on Monday. Bye for now.